Hey, what's up? This is Anthology here. For this video, I'm continuing the white theme that I started last week with the CP Company jacket by taking a look at these rather fine pair of shoes. These have rather a mouthful of a name of the Nike Free Run Motion Flyknit 2017. Like the sock races from a couple of weeks ago, this is another kind of sock-like shoe, although this time I think pushed even further in the direction of sock as opposed to shoe. Because you'll notice, instead of having that buckle type strap that the sock racer had, we instead have these kind of material straps instead, and they come over the front of the shoe in a cross-like pattern. Shout out to End Clothing who lent me these alongside the CP Company jacket for the last video. I thought that they would make kind of a good pair together, and be something quite interesting to cover, so I went for them for that reason. I kind of like this shape. I especially like it with the white ones because it makes them look like bandages or something, which I think is pretty sweet. But it's not just for looks. There is a reason for this cross type setup, and that is so that you can adjust the fitting of this shoe to your personal preference. So you can tighten the underneath one quite a lot, for example, and then leave the top one loose, or you can do it the other way around, and that kind of adjusts the fit a little bit between kind of more snugness around this kind of area or more snugness around this kind of area, depending on what you prefer. And since that's over a wider area than like what laces would be, for example, the idea is that you'll get a better and more natural fit with these. They use the free sole, which have these super deep like grooves in them. Apparently they can cause problems if you like getting gravel stuck in them or whatever, but it does make them very cushiony, very running appropriate, so of course for general purpose extremely comfortable as well. And of course with the entire upper being made of that sock-like material, you'll find that these do have a very natural fit. And, you know, as the marketing material would suggest, it is very similar to just putting a sock on. I know I did mention in the previous video with the sock races that those straps are kind of not really that useful because the sock material pretty much just holds your foot in. Well, because you have the straps here which do actually do something, you can adjust the fit that little bit more to your preference. So I would say, in fact, that these are even more comfortable than the sock races. And in fact, probably up there with the most comfortable shoes I think I've ever worn. Like, these really are insanely comfy. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, sizing. These fit true to size, so if you get your correct size, similar to the sock races, you will find that they're a nice, snug, cozy fit without being too tight at all, which is just bellissimo. Also, these retailed at $125, which is quite a lot, but not unexpected considering a lot of kind of performance running shoes are this kind of price. Things like the Flyknit Magistas, for example, I think are $130. So yeah, it's what you would expect to pay, basically. These are a bit of an unusual looking shoe, especially with this kind of spooned up toe here. Of course, once you've got these on, they do kind of flatten out a little bit more, but I guess it's designed so that when you're running and stuff, you've just got a little bit more kind of flex around the toe there, which is always good to have. Personally, not a runner, very unlikely to ever run in these, but good to know that you've got that performance if you happen to need it. As well, despite looking at first glance just like a sock, there are quite a few different little material changes going on in here. So over the toe box, you've got this kind of ventilation section here, along with a more thick kind of reinforced section along the toe there, presumably to help prevent damage. And then going around this section here, just under where the straps are, again, more ventilated areas with more reinforced sections around it. So there's kind of a little bit of a balance between the thinner ventilated material and then the thicker kind of support structure giving stuff. Same story around the cuff as well, a little bit of ventilation on the sides here, and then the front and back again has that kind of slightly thicker material there. It does look a bit weird when it's not on foot. It looks like this sock material is a bit kind of deformed and strange, but once you've got them on, it does kind of pull around your ankle a little bit more, so that kind of evens out, makes it look a lot better on foot than off. You'll also notice that there is a single stitch here which kind of goes diagonally down the back of the shoe. There is a little bit of kind of loose material around it. I think that's probably to be expected with this kind of shoe. I don't think it's too much of a problem. Like, I don't know if you can see, but there's a very small kind of pull there. You could just cut that off with a pair of scissors if you wanted to. Aside from that minor issue, I haven't really noticed any sort of quality control issues with these, which is always good to see. While the upper is knitted, the straps here are made with a slightly more kind of plasticky type material almost, so they are definitely designed to give a little bit more support compared to the rest of the shoe. One thing that you may find unusual though, is that because of the adjustable nature of the strap, the kind of Velcro section that you attach the strap to is really big, so you'll probably find that, as in this example here, once they're done up, there's a lot of kind of additional Velcro space there. That's kind of personal preference, I guess, whether that affects the look for you. It does definitely affect their kind of cleanness. It would be cooler if there was a much smaller piece of Velcro on this side here, so it just looked like the straps were kind of almost magnetically attached or like not attached to anything. But of course, practical reasons winning over style reasons here. So it is good that you can adjust straps, you can change that fit to your heart's content. But on the downside, yeah, you do have this kind of slight excess of Velcro there. I chose these in white because I think they'd be a little bit unusual, a little bit different. I appreciate that. I think pretty much everything I've reviewed on this channel so far has been like black shoe with white sole. So I thought I'd mix it up with this one. And since it's summer as well, I think you can get away with wearing slightly more colourful or lightly coloured shoes. I would say beware though of wearing this with other stuff. It's not like a pair of black shoes where you can wear them with basically anything. I would say try and match this up with other white stuff as well. So for example, that CP Company jacket that I looked at in the last video, I think both of those together, so you've got kind of white, black, white kind of mix is good. But if you go like all black outfit and then wear these, I think you're going to stick out a little bit. It's going to look a little bit weird. These are going to be a very stark contrast to everything else that you've got going on. As well as a couple of weird colours, these do also come in a triple black variety. So if you like the shape of this shoe and you think that that comfort and performance is important to you, but you're not too wild about the colour, or you think that that will be too difficult to wear with the rest of your wardrobe, I do appreciate that you probably do have to have like a white jumper or jacket or that kind of thing to really get away with these. Then you can do that instead and you can go for the triple black version and get the same comfort, same look, but a little bit more flexible, probably easier to wear. But personally, as I say, a little bit of extra variety never hurt anyone, I don't think. So I do think this is going to be a good shoe to stick in your techwear fits, especially if you've got some other white stuff to go with it. If not, you know, always opt for the black versions. And there are quite a lot of other shoes as well that are not dissimilar. Something like a Flyknit Magista, for example, I think maybe a little bit more sort of ninja-y looking because they do have that kind of sock cuff as opposed to an all-over sock-like material. But I can definitely see these working, and in fact I am going to put a little fit video together with the CP Company jacket and these, so you guys can see what that kind of black-white combo fit is like. But that's been pretty much it on the Nike Free Run Motion Flyknit 2017. Hope you guys enjoyed taking a look at them. I certainly did. I think they're a really cool, quite a unique shoe. Let me know what you guys think of the shape as well. I think the shape is personally really nice, and that colour choice as well is interesting, a little bit different, maybe a little bit harder to wear than the black version, but I think it does make them stand out, and yeah, it gives them that kind of running, bandagey type look, which I think is unique and pretty cool. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, I really do appreciate it, and that's it, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. More videos up there if you want to see them, future videos, ding-a-ling, click the button, you can see them when they go up. Peace. And if you want to do the straps up backwards, then you can have some aerodynamic speed wings for even more running performance. 100% legit, no scam.